All right, as always, appreciate you guys' time, taking the time to cover our team and be here, and fired up for the opportunity we have at hand, man. And first and foremost, always for me, man, thank you, Jesus, for another day of life, an opportunity to coach these guys, just an opportunity to be where we're at. December, championship game. Proud of what our team's been through. We've been knocked down on the mat. We've gotten up. We've kept swinging. We stayed in the fight. And I'm proud of our team. Still got a long way to grow. A lot of things I'm excited for our team to continue to improve on, but proud of our team not flinching. Stay in the fight. And even, the Utah State game, I mean, it was back and forth all the way to the last seconds. And down in the fourth quarter, had some 2 big fourth down stops. We had a fumble. Like, there's just some good back and forth, but we never kept swinging. We never got out of the fight, and I'm proud of our team finding a way to win that football game and fired up for the opportunity to play in this championship game. And like I said, can't wait for this opportunity. Our players deserve it, and excited to go cut it loose. And we'll talk more about UNLV here in a second. Obviously, Friday night, going to need Bronco Nation a major way. 7 games, 7 sellouts, and we got, I really believe, the best fan base in the country. Even with some hard moments this season, man, our Bronco Nation's been right there to support us, been through it with us and everything, and fired up for the opportunity on Friday at 6 o'clock. In regards to any injury updates, Max Madsen practiced today, so he feels good. He's ready to roll, so he'll be our starting quarterback on Friday. Max will be ready to roll as well, but Max will be the starter. Other than that, there's some guys that are banged up, some guys that kind of maybe missed practice today. I'll have a better update of that when we have our media time on Wednesday, but right now that's the big one. In regards to UNLV, got a ton of respect for Coach Mullen and what he's done. He's the only team in our conference to have 10 wins, and they've gotten better week in and week out. You see, I mean, they're a team on the rise. I mean, they've only lost 2 games this season. They're on the rise. They're playing really good football on both sides of the ball, and their players are making big-time plays. Calandria, their starting quarterback, I mean, he's arguably playing better than almost anybody in our entire conference. That's offense or defense. I mean, everything runs through him. He does a phenomenal job. Their running back, number 9, is probably one of the best running backs in our conference, too. Their offensive line works really well together. They pick their shots down the field, and they really find a way to attack you formationally. And we know we got our work cut out for us defensively. Their defense has really done a good job, man. They've continued to tighten it up. They've got a really good secondary that make it really tough. Any sort of pass game. They're one of the top third down defenses as well. They take the football away from you. And their front 7 has done a good job stopping the run. They give you a lot of different looks. They're 4 down front, and their linebackers. I mean, their linebacker number 8 is probably playing better than most linebackers in our conference. Their edge rusher, number 1, I mean, he's a really good player. Like I said, their secondary is playing really well together. So they're rolling. They're creating turnovers. They're playing really, really hard on defense, and that shows. That shows in how they've played. I mean, they play one of the top offenses in our conference in Hawaii and played them really, really tough, and obviously had a big-time win at home against them. So they're playing really well defensively. Special teams-wise, they got really good returners that are going to pick their shots, and we know they're going to find times to be aggressive, and they've done a good job making sure they're winning the hidden yardage, not the team they're playing. So when you look at their team, Dan Mullen's obviously done a phenomenal job this season, has for a lot of years. I'm not shocked that they're a 10-win team, and they're in the Mountain West Conference Championship. So huge opportunity for us. Proud of our team to be in the situation we are, and we got to have a really good week of prep to be able to go cut it loose and play our best football on Friday night.
A debate, Maddox versus Max, or with how Max has played, or if with Maddox being healthy, was it pretty much a slam dunk?
Yeah, good question, BJ. We went into it, and I met with both of them and said, hey, if Maddox is – and last week it was close. Maddox just wasn't ready. Max did a great job on Friday against Utah State. So proud of him. But Maddox is our starting quarterback, and if Maddox is healthy – Maddox is going to be rolling. I mean, I see it, no different with other positions. Will we continue to pour into Max? And am I very proud of Max? Absolutely. But Maddox is our starting quarterback, and he's healthy, and he practiced today, so he's going to be our starter.
How did he practice today? What were your thoughts from what you saw?
I thought he practiced good. I thought he was on time. I thought he did a good job leading our offense, and I thought as a whole we had a good practice today.
UNLV, I mean, obviously you guys have played them a ton of late. This is the 5th time in like the last 2 calendar years. Yeah. I mean, just what now, the final time for a while, the championship game, 3rd year in a row, just obviously some familiarity there now. Just what's your thoughts on the way it worked out again?
Yeah, I mean, we win the game against Utah State. I didn't get into computer rankings and any of that prior to the game. Our sole focus was finishing the season strong and playing our best against a Utah State team. After it kind of went into it a little bit, saw where we were ranked, even with some of the private numbers prior to the game, and so felt really confident going into Saturday that we'd be in the championship. Didn't know if we'd be at home, didn't know if we'd be on the road, but felt really confident that we'd be in it. and being able to play UNLV, who's, like I said, the only team in our conference with 10 wins. Every year's a new year. Obviously, this is Dan Mullen's first year. We played them once before. They're playing really, really good football. So I don't look too much into the past or the future. What I do know is we're in a championship game. We're playing, arguably one of the best teams on the West Coast right now, and they're playing at a high level, and we got to work it out for us.
Even though you were confident going into Saturday, what was Saturday and the early morning of Sunday like, just knowing everything was out of your hands?
Yeah, we went into Saturday. I mean, it was really like a Sunday. We didn't know who we'd be playing. So we, as a staff, we came in, focused on the Utah State game. What are some things we got to improve on? There was a lot on film that we had to grow in. Fundamentals, techniques, some schematic stuff that we need to look at just to focus on us. Then our players came in, did a med check to see who's banged up, who might be out, who can practice. And that's really what we did. Because we didn't know kind of who we'd be playing. I didn't want to waste our time. It's been a long season, so I wanted our staff to, after we got done with our work, get home, see their families. And then we showed up early on Sunday and got the call from Coots at 8:30, said we'd be hosting UNLV at home, and went to work.
When you look at UNLV, this was mentioned 5 times in like basically a little more than 2 years.
Yeah.
What makes Mullen's teams different than Odom's teams, and then what do you think this team does best?
Yeah, good question. I mean, they're different teams, and that's how it is with the head coach. There's obviously a lot of new players on UNLV's team that are doing a great job, quarterback being probably one of the biggest additions. And Dan Mullen, I mean, being an offensive guy, I mean, they are on the attack. I mean, I got a lot of respect for what they do offensively. As a team, they play really, really hard. They play together, right, in all 3 phases. Like, they know what they got to do offensively, defensively, special teams to win. I think the world of Coach Odom, too, at his time at UNLV. But this is a new team this season on UNLV. And like I said, there's not a lot of teams in the country that got 10 wins. And my hat's off to UNLV. They absolutely have earned and deserve that. So this year, and they're on the rise, right? New team, new head coach, new staff. They're playing their best football right now, week 13. Now it's our goal to make sure we play our best.
I was walking into the facility today, and Quentin Brown was in front of me, Jaden Mickey was in front of me, and it just kind of hit me like, how excited are you for some of these guys that haven't experienced a championship on the blue to get a chance to see what we all lived through last year?
Yeah, Jay, it's awesome. I mean, at Boise State, this isn't because I'm the head coach. This is inbred in what this place is about. You come to Boise State to play in championship games. I mean, that's why you come here. Obviously, nothing's given, everything's earned. But being able to work our tails off to get back to the championship game, especially with a lot of our new players, either freshmen or some transfers that haven't played a championship game, haven't won a championship game, it's an exciting moment. That's really what, my message to our guys on Sunday was just, hey guys, at the end of the day, I mean, I wanted to use it as a teachable moment too. There were moments this season that honestly, people counted you out. People counted you out. We weren't good enough. I'm not good enough. All these things, and we had to we had to block out the outside noise and just stay in the fight, get up off the mat, keep swinging, focus on us, love on each other, not assuming anything in the future, just being where our feet are. And I'm proud of our team doing that, stacking a win, and then absolutely fired up for our team to be in the championship game.
Staying in the fight. There was like a little sequence of plays there in the fourth quarter where Bowen Phelps was involved in them, and he got kind of caught moving laterally while Bryson Barnes was moving vertically, and
no question.
Took the brunt.
That's hitting the freight train.
But 2 plays later, he comes back and probably makes a touchdown saving tackle, and then 2 plays after that, he makes a tackle that sets up 4th and 2. Like, I don't know how his resiliency in that little moment probably could have let his feelings get hurt or something like that, but he came back and played 2 monster plays for you guys, and ultimately probably was the difference if you look at it.
Yeah, Bowen Phelps is a really good football player. Every day after practice, we have GPSs to track their output and their workload, and Bowen Phelps is, if he's not the highest workload, he's close to. Him and Ty Benefield are usually fighting for it every single day. I mean, he plays this game relentless. So even in a game where there's maybe a bad play or a play he didn't play as well, he's always on to the next play. We talk a lot about not reacting, responding. And Bo does that. I mean, he's a team-first guy. He starts on 2 special teams and plays his absolute tail off. And he played well on Saturday. Are there things to get fixed? Absolutely. There's some tackling things for our defense that we need to grow in, but relentless. I mean, those 2 4th-down stops, I mean, those are huge plays in the game. If those don't go, I mean, we're down 5 with 5 minutes left. They're on the 25-yard line going in to score. Those are huge plays. I mean, however it goes, right? the fumble we had was a huge play, right? Anytime those takeaways and those critical moments happen, but Bowen Phelps played relentless. And I think as a team, a lot to improve on, a lot of mistakes we made, coaching, player, like there's a lot of things we have to grow in from the Utah State game. But I am proud of how hard our guys played and the physicality they brought and staying in the fight, which are foundational to playing at Boise State. And there have been times this year where that wasn't us. And we've had to grow it. We've had to double down on it. And our players have bought in, and I'm proud of the leadership on this team and where we're heading.
Cam Bates having 7 targets, 1 catch. Chris Marshall had 6 targets and no catches. A couple drops in there. Just what are you seeing, I guess, from Chris in particular? We just talking about so much potential, but it seems like the drops and some things have really kind of shown up, last week and the season, really.
Yeah, BJ, we got to make our plays. And especially those 2 in particular on Saturday. I mean, didn't play their best. I'm very, very proud of them not going in the dumps and being more frustrated about the plays they didn't make and then not putting energy to their team. Both of them were great teammates, focused on helping the team, making blocks. But we got to make our plays. We got to make our catches, and we'll continue to work on it because both those guys are absolutely able to do it. And so we doubled down on some things even today at practice, and just pour into the confidence, making sure, hey, what you do in practice, you're going to do in the game. I thought they both had a really good practice today. We even got some extra work after practice because we got to make our plays, got to make our catches, and both of them are very capable, and I really believe that they're going to be better.
In particular, I mean, at practice, it doesn't seem like he ever drops the ball.
Yeah.
What do you see in some of those drops in the games?
Well, I think it's just sometimes it can be performance anxiety, and it's one of those things with Chris, with Cam, could be a defensive player in regards to tackling, like. My goal is to make sure practice is heightened to where you go out to practice, you have to perform. So when you get to the game, it's another day. It's ready for us to cut it loose. And so we got to make sure we continue to crank up practice because both those guys have been practicing really hard, right? Our whole team has. But does that mean our whole team goes out on Saturday or Friday and executes the same way in practice? No. Performance anxiety, who we're going against, right? You're going against really good teams. We're going to play against a really good UNLV team that's very, very talented, right? Their quarterback, Cutforth, is going to make plays. So I think about our receivers. We got to make sure that we make our plays in practice. We got to continue to have our confidence because I know and I have the utmost trust in both those young men and our receivers as a whole, tight ends as a whole, to make those catches. We need to do it more consistently.
We talk about Ty pretty much week in and week out, phenomenal player.
As we should, yep.
Yeah, he said after the game that the first thing he was going to do is go watch the plays where he made mistakes so that teams like last year, Penn State, couldn't use it against him. How much have you seen him just grow on the leadership and like mentally?
Yeah, Ty Benefield's relentless. I mean, he's not only one of our best football players, but how he preps, how he practices, how he trains, he's relentless. He's never satisfied. If he has a bunch of tackles, never satisfied. That's what makes him elite. Yes, he has a great skill set, long, athletic, physical. But what makes Ty Benefield elite is he's relentless with his prep, relentless to be the best safety and the best team in the country. I mean, you watch him on special teams, relentless. That's who he is. That's why, I mean, Ty Benefield is going to be playing this game for a long time because of who he is and his mental makeup.
Well known that Matt Wagner's a pretty good football player. What did you think of what he did after the catch on Friday?
Not going to be denied. I mean, you talk about a guy, I think, especially our tight ends, I mean, we are going to be a team that runs the football, establishes the run game, and our tight ends are heavily involved in that, having to make the dirty blocks, the tough blocks. And seeing Wags have those, 3 big plays, but especially the touchdown where he broke multiple tackles, stretched for the touchdown. And then I tell people, watch our entire offense when he scored. I mean, they're losing their mind because of how much they love Wags, because the teammate he is, who he is. And in those moments, he was not going to be denied. He's a team-first guy, and Matt Wagner's not only a really good tight end for us, he's going to be one of the better tight ends we've ever had here.
Following up on tight ends, it seems like the last couple of weeks their numbers have gone up as far as targets and catches. Is that by design? Is it because kind of as the reads go that they're open?
Yeah, but we first off, it's, pass game, what we do, there's some designs, right? They're design screens, design throws. But sometimes, too, it's what we are getting from a defense. And proud of Cut being able to find those throws. There were some design plays for our tight ends. But then sometimes in the pass game, it's just what coverages we're getting and what the read dictates for the throw. And I'm proud of Max and how he was able to find those guys. And I'm proud of Matt Lauder and Matt Wagner executing in those moments. I thought Chase Penry had one of the better games he's had as a Bronco. I mean, we had 24 third downs on Friday. I haven't been in a game where we've had that many third downs. Now, we won, I think, 13 of those, which if you're anywhere on offense in that 50% range, I mean, you're going to be one of the top 10 third down offense in the country. We can't be in third down that much, right? We got to be more efficient on first and second down. But Max Cutforth played really well. I mean, over 300 yards passing. Our protection's much improved. And so I'm really proud of that. On the flip side, defensively, we gave up 13 explosive plays, which is way too much. Right? It's going to be really hard to win a game giving up 13 explosives. But they were one of 10 on third down. We won 90% of them. So some of those key stats you look at, the biggest thing I'm proud of, though, is how hard our guys played and not flinching.
We all know like the noise around Max a couple weeks ago, and today he's named the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. Like, how does that happen? How cool is that story, I guess?
So proud of Max Cutforth. I mean, a guy that came in a rough moment, went through the Fresno State game where as a team we didn't play our best. And usually when a team doesn't play their best, the immediate feedback is right at the head coach, probably second to the quarterback. And that's just what it is in college football. But he just kept getting better. We go down to play San Diego State and weren't on the attack as much as we should have. That's on us as coaches, right? In the weather, all those things. But Max kept getting better. He wasn't worried about what people were saying. He wasn't worried about me, or I can. It was him being himself, him growing, him taking command of the offense, and then seeing him go out and what he did against Colorado State, what he did against Utah State. I can't be more proud of Max Cutforth. I mean, Max Cutforth's future here is very, very bright, and I'm proud of him.
What does Maddox Madsen provide, I guess, Friday night that you've missed the last couple of games when he's been out in terms of whether it's leadership or intangibles, or just what are you getting back, I guess, Friday?
Yeah, BJ, I mean, Maddox healthy, right? That's what the biggest thing, and that was my conversation with both of them. Like, if Maddox Madsen is healthy and we can get out all of Maddox, he's our guy. He's our starter. Why is he our starter? There's a lot of things that come into that, right? Leadership, decision-making, making the throws when we need them, the leadership on the field, playmaking ability. Does Max have those two? Absolutely. Maddox right now is just shown to do it more in games. And Maddox is our starting quarterback. I have not wavered on that, but I am very, very proud of Max. Absolutely proud of him. But Maddox is our starting quarterback.
We just, with guys dropping balls and injuries and suspensions, and just what can you say? Like, he's really stood up these last few weeks and went, this is my time to shine and take a role in this offense.
I am similar to what we're talking about Max Cutforth, how proud I am of him. I am so proud of Chase Penry. We've had a lot of different things happen in our receiver room. From your point, we've had suspensions, had injuries, just had things go on in our pass game and especially in our receivers. But Chase Penry has been a constant. I mean, shows up to work every day, hasn't missed a practice, has to make some of the toughest blocks we ask at receiver, and then make some of the biggest throws across the middle, getting hit by safeties. And he's just very, very consistent. He made some big-time plays for this team on Friday against Utah State, and I can't be more proud of him because Chase Penry's absolutely – he's deserved it, he's earned it, and he's a huge player for our team.
Obviously, you can't simulate game speed, so he hasn't played in a month. So how do you kind of try to accelerate maybe that in practice?
Yeah, we got to make sure that our scout team looks are fast, then they're giving the most realistic look we can. Not going to be the level that we're going to see against UNLV. We're playing a really talented defense, but just got to get him ready. Maddox is a very, very smart football player. He can do a lot in practice. He can learn a lot in practice. He can learn a lot from film. But I'm sure in the game he's going to have to get in rhythm. I mean, to your point, he hasn't played in a month, but I have absolute trust in him.
Why do you have confidence that Sherrod Smith was ready for the moment?
Yeah. First off, Sherrod Smith, how his mentality, how he practices, he's banged up, had shoulder injury, had to miss a game, but just a phenomenal competitor. I mean, from fall camp, competing, and Coach Warren's done a good job. Our corner room is deep. And there's competition through the roof in that corner room. If you're off, you're probably not playing. And that's what we want at every position. And Coach Warren's done a great job. And Sherrod's been on the rise since he came on campus this summertime. He's a sophomore, and Sherrod Smith's going to be one of the better corners I think we've ever had here. And he's continuing to grow. He's gotten plays in games, and he's continually playing more because he's earned it. And the moment's never too big for him. How he trains, how he preps, one of the toughest dudes on our team, one of the fastest guys on our team, but he's also a great teammate. works his tail off on special teams. He can listen, he can learn. And so in that moment, covering the best receiver, making the big time tackle, he's ready for the moment because he's done it in practice and he's continually grown.
When you look at game film this week, how much do you turn to that October 18th film, and how much do you say these two teams have changed? Let's look at something more recent.
How much do I look at?
The game you guys played together.
Yeah, we look at it. I mean, you're playing a common opponent, right? So, they're going to make changes from that game. We're making our changes from that game. But we look at it, look to see the things that they liked against us. I mean, they made a lot of plays, right? We made plays in the game. So looking at the things that we know they're going to try to attack in all three phases, we're making our adjustments. I mean, Coach Mullen's a really good coach. They're going to have their adjustments. They're going to have things we haven't seen too. So we use it just like we'll use the other games that we're breaking down from the season. But we know that they're going to adapt and adjust as well.
I guess just maybe a little bit more. What are you expecting out of UNLV from last time? I feel last game Magic had 4 touchdown passes, and you guys were just gouging with a deep pass. Are you expecting them to clean things up there? I guess. Yeah. What are you expecting from their defense?
Yeah, I mean they're on the rise. I mean, especially you talk defensive. I mean they're even since our game, I mean they've been consistently playing better and better defense, and it shows in the stats. It shows how hard they play, and they're playing really well together. Once again, they're the only 10-win team, one of the few 10-win teams on the West Coast. And that's a testament to them growing and them playing better football. And they've earned and deserved to be in this situation. And you even look at the game, rewatched that game a lot the first time we played them. I mean, it's 28-24 going into halftime. And we get a pick six, we get some things that go our way. But that game was going to go either way. I mean, it was an absolute dogfight. And they're going to have their answers, and they're going to be on the attack. They're going to make their plays, and we got to work our tail off to make sure we make ours. But, we're going to see an absolutely motivated UNLV team. It's a championship game. They got great coaches. They got great players. We're going to be motivated. The ball's going to get put down at 6 o'clock on Friday.
In the post game, a couple of times, hey, we're back-to-back champs. To win 3 in a row, what would that mean for this program? And everybody knows, obviously, you're leaving the conference, but just to get a third straight title, what would that mean?
Yeah, it's awesome, Beej. I mean, not going to talk too much about being 3 in a row and those things. Obviously, that's awesome. That's what we want. It's all about winning the 2025 Mountain West Championship. Every year's a new year. We'll have players on our team, either seniors or people that are here that won't be. I mean, every year's a new year in college football, and we take it week by week. Right now, we're blessed and honored to be in this championship game, have it on the blue against a phenomenal opponent. I don't think too much that this is the 5th time we played UNLV in the past, 2 calendar years. We got a championship game on Friday, and we are working our absolute tails off to go win it. Very, very proud of our players, staff, not flinching, even going through some hard moments, learn from them, getting better to be able to earn the right to play in this championship game, and we've absolutely earned it. But we're taking this just at what it is. It's a big-time game on the blue Friday, and can't wait for our guys to go win it, work our tails off to go win a championship game.
We'll go to Zoom real fast. Alex, or anybody?
Yep, we're going to go to Zoom. Chris, you start.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering, this is Chris down in Vegas at KLES. I was kind of 2 questions. You kind of answered a little bit before, but that second half, earlier in the season against UNLV, it seemed like it kind of turned into a perfect storm for you guys. Was that probably your second best half of football you played when you played the Rebels there? Because you absolutely destroyed them in that second half. And then the second question I have kind of is just, does this game have a little more meaning in the sense of this might be the last time these two schools play for a long, long time because of the conferences splitting up and so forth? Does it have a little extra juice to this game at all just because of that? And I appreciate your answers.
Yeah, Chris, I think in the second half we played some really good football. Some things went our way, right? Football's that way where a ball rolls a certain way, a turnover. Like I said, we had a pick six. We had some things that went our way, and so ended up winning the game. But that game was an absolute dogfight and battle. And we've had to learn and grow because we have not played our best in second halves this season. That's honestly been a big point of emphasis even since the UNLV game. So, yeah, we did some good things in the second half to find a way to win. Obviously, it was really close coming into the third quarter. But we know that UNLV is going to make their adjustments, and we know they're going to be ready to rock. Really well coached, great football team. In regards to more juice because we're not going to maybe play each other for a long time, I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a championship game. I told our team today, if you need to be motivated to go play on Friday night, you don't belong playing football. I mean, this is a championship game. There's 18 teams playing in a championship game. There's 135 FBS teams. If you need motivation to play in a Mountain West championship game on Friday in front of the nation, this probably is not for you. So I'm not focusing on, well, this is the last time we're going to play UNLV in a long time. We're talking about how we're going to play an elite football team in a championship game on Friday.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.
Paloma, go for it.
Okay. Hi, Coach. Two questions of UNLV's players. Want to start with Anthony Calandria first, his efficiency, his playmaking ability, and also you know a thing or two about running backs. What sticks out to you on tape about Jet Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, Calandria is playing, better than almost anybody in our entire conference. I mean, everything runs through him. I mean, run game, pass game. And shoot, you might have everything covered, but he's not. And he's going to get out, and that is going to be explosive. And what I love about him, too, he's tough. I mean, he'll take hits. He'll get up. He's got a smile on his face. I think the team rolls around him, right? I'm not in the locker room, but I assume he's a huge leader on that team, which is awesome. And I got a ton of respect for Calandria. Like I said, there's not a lot of teams on the West Coast, or not a lot of players on the West Coast playing better than him. And then Thomas, running back number 9, I mean, when I think about him, I think about explosive. I mean, if you're wrong and you don't got the fit, it's not going to be a 10, 15-yard gain. It's probably going to the house because he's got that kind of speed. He also can make you miss in the hole. He's an absolute problem in the pass game, too, if he gets out. And so he's one of the top running backs in our conference, and he's earned that. He's been that way for a while now. I mean, he was a problem last year for us. He's been a problem this year, and I know he's going to be ready to rock.
Last one for me, you mentioned Maddox's leadership, just getting ready for this game. What have you seen from him the past few weeks, staying mentally prepared? What have you seen in the facility from him? Yeah, this is hard. When you're a football player and the game gets taken from you by injury, it's hard to stay locked in and continue to lead when you're not in the fire with your teammates. But I'm proud of Max. I'm proud how he's handled it. I'm proud how he's handled the disappointment of not being able to be out there and help his team. But he's done a great job. He's brought great juice. He's done a great job with Max and in the quarterback room with our offense, even on the sideline. I mean, he's brought great energy. And that's who he is. He's a football guy. He's a competitor. The moment's never too big for him. And that's why he's such a huge leader for our team. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Alex, we'll go to you now.
Hi, Coach. Alex Eshelman with KTNV Channel 13. Okay, hopefully you can hear me there. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was on mute there from my end for a second. What has allowed you guys to overcome the obstacles that you have this year to get back to this place? What's unique about this year's team?
Yeah, good question. I think just our leadership in our team. I mean, you go through moments. I mean, we were left for dead 3 weeks ago, where everyone's like, man, they lost 2 games in a row. That hasn't happened, all these things. And our team just continued to link arms. And we don't control the past. We don't control the future. We control what we do right now. And we just went to work. That's what we know of Boise State. And we just know blue-collar work ethic. We went to work and continue to grow, trying to put players in the right spots. And then we just went out to practice and work. And so it's a testament to our leaders, testament to our coaches. I know for me, even going through some of these moments, that's why, my foundation is my faith in Jesus. Because if it was what people were saying about me or tweeting about me, I'd live a roller coaster life. And I'm just proud of our players. I'm proud of our coaches not flinching and just continue to work and improve. And I'm proud of where we're at and excited to go compete on Friday.
Thank you.
One more on Zoom. Chris, go for it.
Hey, Coach, I just had one more question. I wanted to ask you, it's kind of off the topic here. You know Ashton Genty better than any of us do. At 2-10 on the season, this guy not winning games, it's got to be driving him nuts. What do you think? What do you think he's talking about? He's probably even called you, Coach, what's going on here in Vegas? But just a few thoughts on that, if you don't mind, Coach.
Yeah, Ashton Genty, before I even talk football, he's an elite human being. I love that young man. You talk about a competitor. Ashton Genty, elite competitor, does everything he can to win and help his team win. So I know it's hard. Going through 2-10 is rough. And I know he's working his absolute tail off to help the Raiders win football games, do everything he can, but I know it's been hard on him. But knowing him, he's just going to continue to get to work. That's what he knows. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. He'll go get 250 yards on a Saturday night and he was one of the hardest workers in practice on Tuesday. That's who he is. So I know he's no different in the NFL. I know he's helping to push that culture forward. I know better times are ahead because he's going to be a huge leader on that team.
Right, thank you. Good luck this Saturday. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
Good on Zimmer.
Yeah. Hey, Spencer. I asked you about this a little bit earlier this year, but I know the Mountain West Championship comes with different challenges of trying to sell out this place, but every game since you've been named the head coach has been sold out here. How much does that mean to you? Heck, even back when you were interim, for that matter.
Yeah. Man, I cannot say enough how much respect and how proud I am for Bronco Nation. I mean, every time they show up, on the road, at home, since I've been the head coach, we've sold out Albertson Stadium. And not only just people aren't just there, they are in the game with you. They are bringing the juice. They're bringing the energy. And that's why I love this community. I mean, this is home for me. This is where I truly believe God's called me and my wife to have an impact and push the kingdom forward. Like, I believe that. And so I know it's going to be no different on Friday. I know it's quick timing and guys are going through holidays and money's tight and guys are working. But anything Bronco Nation can do to get to this game, to sell it out, and I believe we will, because I love Bronco Nation. I think about the Colorado State game. We just came off 2 back-to-back losses that haven't happened in a while here. Hard moments for our program. Bronco Nation never flinched. Colorado State sold out for senior night to support our seniors. At that point, no one had any idea that we'd have a chance to play in a championship game. But they came in, they sold out, they supported our team and our seniors. Bronco Nation is the best fan base in the country.
What was the reaction of some of the guys when they learned they would get one more? I mean, there's a lot that thought that senior night was it.
Yeah, they're so fired up. I mean, just being able, we left senior night thinking, guys, this is your last moment to play on the blue. And you protect what matters most to you. This place matters to you. This fan base matters to you. This community matters to you. And being able to be blessed with another opportunity to go protect the blue on Friday, our players, it means the world to them. It means the world to me. It means the world to our staff. And we don't go out there just to play in front of our fans. We go out there to protect our home.
I know you're typically open, honest about stuff, but why kind of say today that Maddox is the guy and not, play it out or make UNLV kind of wait or worry about it?
Yeah, I don't like living in the gray area. To me, especially with our team, I don't want the talk all week to be who's going to be the starting quarterback at Boise State, because it's about the team. It's not Maddox Madsen versus the Rebels. It's not Max Cutforth versus the Rebels. It's the Broncos. And so for me, yeah, could you go into it? Well, there should be. You can keep some gray air out there for UNLV. I care more about our locker room. I care more about our team, and just making sure I'm straightforward with the media. This is us. Maddox is healthy. He's our starter. Let's keep it moving.
You mentioned the turnovers earlier. You were the victim of 2 of their turnovers this year. What do they do to get the ball back so well?
Yeah, they're relentless on defense. Second man in is always punching at the ball, and their secondary, I got a ton of respect for how they play in the back end of their defense. They do a great job with their disguise, and that ball in the air, those DBs are going up to get it. They're not just trying to survive the down. They are on the attack. Like I said, that's why they're one of the top defenses in the country in regards to creating takeaways. So protecting the football this Friday is going to be at a premium. Thanks, guys. Brady, you good? Nothing? I'm good. All right.
Will, good? Okay, go for it.
Nate, how easy of a decision was it to go back to Maddox this week if he's healthy, and what do you kind of think of his opportunity here in the championship game again?
Yeah, him being healthy, I think is important for our football team. Excited for him and the opportunity, and we know who he is as a person, as a leader, as a player, so excited for him to get out there.
What's he bring back to your offense?
A lot of starts, a lot of experience, a lot of leadership, a lot of energy, a lot of juice. Obviously, the mental side of the game. That's why he started so many games for us before the injury. So to have that guy back and have him back is obviously a huge benefit for us.
He hasn't played in a month. How do you simulate game speed? It's obviously tough to get him prepared in 4 days.
Yeah, that's a great point. You never actually simulate true game speed, even within practice a lot of the time. You know, we try to do as much as we can against our defense within reason to try to get those game-like reps. But a big part of it is, again, leaning back on the years of playing, the experience, the starts he's made, going back to those experiences to help him within this game.
Was it, I mean, simple as he's healthy, he's the starter, or did you have to have any kind of conversation about what Max has done the last couple of weeks, and you guys are rolling with him, or?
I think Coach Danielson spoke on that. I think he's already explained that Maddox is up and he's healthy and he's a starter.
What would Max have to do to put himself in this position?
That's probably a lot of work behind the scenes that I'm not even aware of, to be honest with you. I think our athletic training staff has done a phenomenal job doing everything they can 24/7 to get him healthy, get him ready to go.
You know, I asked Coach D this too, but I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I mean, we heard the noise around Max, and today he's named the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. I mean,
Yeah.
How remarkable his, you know, whatever he's done the last couple of weeks to get to this point.
Yeah, I think it's a big testament to him and who he is. Very proud of him. Very proud of him. The way that he responded and got better each week, and to come out and have that type of performance when we need it the most, I mean, it's something he can really be proud of, and we're all very grateful for him.
You look at their defense, and Spencer was saying they force a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
You had 2 against them. What did they do so well to get the ball back?
Yeah, I heard Coach Danielson talk about it, but it's just a mentality more than anything. And then the way that they attack the football with their secondary, the way that they tackle the next guy in. But overall, I mean, every good defense has that type of mentality where they're going to not just make the tackle, but they're going to attack the football and get the ball carried down or go attack the ball in the air. So obviously a huge challenge for us, but something that we've been continuing to emphasize, taking care of the football, protecting the football to help our team.
You look at the 2 you had against them. Is there schemes that you can fix, or is it just a matter of holding on to the ball better?
Yeah, a lot of it is fundamentals. A lot of it's fundamentals. If we give the ball up, going back to just kind of our ball security and what we're teaching and the habits that we're building, or it's decision making. And so those are things that we have week in, week out focused on, trying to continue to get better at it. Still got to get better. Obviously, it showed up last game for us, but it's a point of emphasis each week, and we're finding new ways to create those habits to help our players.
You've done a good job in the last few weeks, I think, of riding the hot hand at running back. So what made Riley go this week, made Gaines go the week before? I think the week before Sherrod may have even been the leader. What goes into who has the better game?
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with the week of prep, and then a lot of it has to do with in-game. How is each guy responding in-game? How are they seeing those runs? How are they finishing those runs? And that's the benefit of having 3 great running backs in a room, is that you can rely on each guy depending on the moment, depending on the game, and expect them to step up and do their job. I think Malik has done a phenomenal job the last 3 weeks. He's really been an impact player for us. He made huge plays this past game, and obviously Dylan kind of found that hot hand late, but finished the game stronger than he started, and that's always what we're looking for in the running back room.
You've been around here for a while, and with the regularity that Boise State seems to produce 1,000-yard rushers, it might make it seem like it, you know, just is supposed to happen. But Dylan goes over 1,000 yards. How impressive is that?
Yeah, I think it's something that we're aware of, that we take a lot of pride in. So I know Coach Keen and myself were very excited for not only Dylan, but again for the program to try to keep that tradition alive. And it's always a good sign that we're going the right direction on offense. If we get that 1,000-yard rusher, that's the balance we're looking for. But it's definitely something that we're aware of and very excited for Dylan about.
You've got 2 quarterbacks. One, Maddox, you know, he rolls out a lot, he uses his feet, very active, and then Max, you know, more of a pocket passer. What would you say kind of the pros and cons goes to kinds of styles when you're trying to run your offense?
I think it goes back to doing what each individual does best. You know, I think for Max, we figured out what he does best and tried to tailor to his strengths, and he did a great job with that. And for Maddox, it's the same thing. We got to make sure we're putting him in positions to be successful and play to his strengths as an offense in total, not just at the quarterback position, but every position.
So answer about Chris Marshall, but I mean, 6 targets, no catches in that game, and he's had a couple drops. I mean, how we see the potential and just everything that's there, but it's just at times kind of tough to put it all together. What are you seeing from Chris, and how nice would it be this week, I guess, to get him more involved?
Yeah, I think I saw one of his best practices I've seen since he's been here. I've seen him having the right mentality. He's very driven. He didn't make any excuses about any of those drops. So I think he's in a great place mentally. I think we've all seen what he can do with the ball in his hands. And so it's just preparing and getting the right place for him to go out and have his best game.
Dave, what was your reaction to Wags and his run after the catch ability all of a sudden?
You know, that's throwback Wags. That's the Wags I saw, you know, in high school when I went to watch him. That was kind of the mentality he had back then. So it was fun to just see him play football, play loose, and make a play, make a couple big plays for us. He's so deserving of it. He does so much. He does a lot of the not so glamorous things for our offense. So to see him make a play and see how excited everybody was, I think that's really what it's all about. He deserved it.
Did you notice Chris Marshall switched shoes at halftime? Was that maybe performance related or something else?
Honestly, I had no idea, to be honest with you, until somebody mentioned it today. But there's a lot of things going on, and I did not notice that. And I think he'll be just fine moving forward.
You look at the offensive line play the last couple of games, and it seems to be pretty sharp. And maybe it's been the case all season, I don't know, but they seem to be communicating really well against Utah State. Just the 5 that you guys have ran out there the last 2 weeks, what have you seen out of them? And then for a guy like Mason to play 101 plays,
Yeah.
you know, after what happened to him last week, is pretty remarkable, it seems.
Yeah, no, I think we found a good rhythm within that group, within that room. And that's something it's hard to manufacture. It's got to happen naturally, especially at the offensive line position. And I think we kind of found the right fit for each guy, and they're falling into that rhythm. And like you said, they're communicating really well, and they're playing with confidence. And so that's all you're looking for in an offensive line.
Anything else?
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Yep. Okay, fire away. How tough were a couple of those takeaways you got that didn't count the other night?
Yeah, I mean, huge momentum shift. You know, you get excited, right? Like I saw the pick from Jeremiah, watched him go to the house, and I was fired up and looked back and you see the flag on the ground. So disappointing, but, you know, I mean, refs got a hard job, man. And, you know, some of those are bang, bang, and they got to call what they see. So that was obviously disappointing. Proud of the way the kids responded, though. You know, we didn't quite do what we needed to do on that particular drive, responding from that penalty, but on the sideline they were great, making adjustments they were great. I got to do a better job of keeping my composure because that'll probably keep them settled down as well. But just proud of the kids the way they responded after a couple things, you know, didn't go our way for sure.
How tough is it to overcome that, which was essentially those 2 turnovers were a 21-point swing?
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard. And that's why, like, I think the kids were great on the sideline because, you know, we pick 6, gets called back, they end up scoring. I didn't see one bit of doubt. I didn't see one bit of blame, one bit of, you know, oh, woe is me, this is happening. None of that on the sideline. Like, the guys were smiling. They're like, guys, we just gave them that whole thing. They can't do anything if we play our best, so we got to play better. There was no finger pointing. There was no blaming. It was just, we got to be better. Every single one of us has to do our job better, and I think that was really cool to witness on the sideline.
Smith to step in for a guy that's played as many games as Marion McCoy and play the way that he did? How impressive was that? And then he certainly seems like a willing and able tackler as a cornerback too.
Yeah, very impressive, but not surprising. He's been doing it for a long time in practice. He hasn't got as many reps in the game, obviously. You got a guy like Amarion, played a lot of football in front of you. So it's hard to just come in and beat somebody out. But he was a guy that we had a lot of trust in, and we were never in a situation where, hey, if somebody goes down, what are we going to do? Because Sherrod's been playing really well, Demetrius Freeney's been playing really well, Franklin Johnson, but Sherrod's had the last probably best month out of those three, and he's done it on a consistent basis. So once again, very impressive. Love the tackles he made, but not surprising to the staff that he stepped in and played the way he did.
On the fourth down plays, the two that were huge, what's the difference in the blocking schemes for them and what you do if they're in the shotgun 6 yards back versus if they're under center?
We don't necessarily look at if somebody's under center or not. We do a good job and Coach Frazier kind of gets that piece of the game cut up for us and makes us some good cut ups, but we look at more structure, what's going on, those kind of things. How can we play the front? How can we play the blocks? Can we take calculated risks, I guess you'd say, on 4th and 1? Obviously, I did at San Diego State. Didn't work out the way we wanted to. And once again, we had to, I felt like, last Friday night, and they worked out. And that's not because of something we did. That's because the kids executed at a very, very high level. Go ahead.
Are the blocking, what they're doing, are the blocking different?
No,
Further back?
No, I think that honestly they wanted to get him in the shotgun and go empty just to spread people out and get him going downhill. Like I said, I think he was, you guys probably know better than me, but I think he was, 13 for 15 on those short yardage plays throughout the year. So very, very high, low risk, high reward, I guess, for them.
Last time you guys played UNLV, Dan Mullen said that you couldn't line up and play against them, so you had to blitz a lot, and that they took it as a sign of respect that you changed up your whole defense against them. Did you get a chuckle out of that, or have any reaction to that? Or?
Zero reaction. We won. We had to get ready for the next game. So just like we're going to have to get ready for this one, and whatever we feel like is the best game plan, that's what we'll do this week. Whether it's rush 3 or bring everybody, but not a lot of reaction.
It's beginning of the fourth quarter. It's 4th and 1, and kind of your guys' Mountain West Championships hopes are on the line, and you guys get that stop against Bryson Barnes, but Roman Kaywood and Derek Ganter Jr. were in the game at that moment. And how did those guys find themselves in that situation?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to always tell because I got a lot going on, and I trust our assistant coaches so much. It's not like we have, hey, this guy has to be in at this time. Whoever, we deemed necessary or by injury or whatever. But Roman had to play a lot because of Max's disqualification. So Coach Frazier did a good job. He even switched him. He had practiced the stud position all week, moved him over to end, and he played really, really well. Derek Ganter, we just wanted to make our bigger nickel for the week. So he went in because it was 12 personnel. They had 2 tight ends in the game, so we had made him our bigger nickel throughout the week that we were going to use against heavier package, and he did a really good job all week of practice and then executed in the game as well.
Paid off trusting those guys in that moment.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. It was cool for Roman to see him make a play early on the fly sweep. Got a huge quarterback hit, and then for those guys to be in there, to be honest with you, Jay, 100% transparency. I didn't exactly know who was in. I'm trying to get us in the right call, calling timeout. Coach D gave me a timeout to use there, trying to make sure we got the right call. And then when I see Derek Ganter celebrating, I'm like, oh, here we go, right? So, and there's a part of me that didn't even realize Max was ejected from the game. Personal foul, I'm thinking about, oh man, it's first down. And then I'm like, man, Roman's out there a lot. And they're like, yeah, Coach, Max is done. I'm like, oh, that's right. So, our coaches just did a great job of getting personnel in, but very exciting for those guys to make plays.
We talk about Ty almost every single week, but he had a great comment after the game. He said the first thing he was going to do is not watch the UNLV-Nevada game. He was going to go watch film to see what mistakes he made so teams couldn't use it against him. It's obviously a big-time leadership mindset. Just how much have you seen him grow into that, leadership.
Yeah, I think Ty has learned that he needs to study the opponent, but he needs to know himself. And I think that came about probably last year, early in the season. Like, he got beat on a dig post, and from that minute, I'm like, bud, they're going to keep doing that just so we're both on the same page until you get off that 12-yard dig past the linebackers and shoot the post. And he did that. He got an interception, and from then on, he's like, I cannot let my own mistakes beat myself. So, like, he's shown a ton of maturity even from the middle of last year until now, and he keeps growing every day, but he's shown a ton of maturity.
With the targeting calls, I mean, more of a big picture thing, not just that game, but just how hard does it continue to be to know what is targeting and what isn't? And I mean, there was a couple that they didn't even review on their side that looked like it could have been helmet to helmet. I mean, how do you continue to try to figure out what is and what isn't?
Yeah, the ones in the course of play, like, I totally understand if someone catches the football and someone leaves their feet and puts the crown of their helmet right in there, like, that's a penalty. So the bang ones, you know, while there's a run play going on, like, those are really hard to officiate if they're running between the tackles or something like that. The ones on the quarterback, it's getting tricky. You know, and some of the information that we were given on the right way to play it, I think, is being called a little bit more. So I think the proper course of action from us is, like, you know, football back forever. When you're rushing the passer, you go mere hand until you get there to make a tackle on the quarterback because you're trying to get him to not throw the football. Now that's just not being allowed, because anytime you have your hand up high and you even fall into him, that's going to be a penalty. So, like, that's on me. Right now, what we have to do is we have to go in the strike zone and we have to tackle the quarterback, period, point blank. Like, we can't launch. We can't try to tomahawk the ball out anymore because you'll touch his head. You're just going to have to go tackle in the strike zone.
I don't think anybody thought that play was targeting early on. What was just the message to the guys just after that play happened?
Yeah, the message to the guys was the same thing. It's like, guys, it's hard for me to protect you right now, so we're going to have to go in the strike zone and tackle. Like, we're just going to have to wrap up. Like I said, no more mere hand, no more high. Like, you know, usually you try to lead with your hands if you can't stop your momentum so the crown of your helmet doesn't go into them, but that's being called roughing the passer as well. So we're just going to have to wrap up and tackle the quarterback.
When you look at Calandria from UNLV, what do you think he does best, and what is your greatest challenge to try to stop him?
Yeah, I think he's a really twitchy guy, and I think he's probably the best when he's making plays happen. He certainly can drop back and throw shots downfield. He can certainly run that offense, but when plays break down, that's when he gets really, really explosive. Does a great job of extending downfield with his eyes up, and he can throw the ball, or he can tuck that thing and make about 10 people miss. So he's very, very dangerous, you know, as the play gets extended.
When you look at your last game against UNLV, what did you guys do so effectively, especially in the second half?
No, I think the guys just like we talked about, they did a good job. They took it upon themselves to keep him in the pocket. I think in the first half he had an explosive quarterback run. I remember on an empty. They brought the tight end back and ran quarterback zone rim with him, which, you know, my fault. Didn't show the guys that play ever. So hopefully we got that one corrected. And then he got out of the pocket a couple more times. Was very, very explosive. So I think they just did a better job of keeping him in the pocket. And then, you know, they showed a couple, different formations, some tough ones that they got a long play on. I can't remember if that was first half or second half. I think it was right before the end of the first half. They showed that flop quads deal, and we did not get lined up. So once again, that's on me, not getting those guys ready for that.
Was there a lot of adjustments you made at halftime?
Not necessarily adjustments, just showing the guys like some of the tougher formations that they have shown up in the first half and making sure that we're aligned in every call. So I don't know if that's an adjustment or not, but just making sure that some of those things that I hadn't shown them in that week that we could execute and get aligned to.
The coaching carousel in college football today, these days, is crazy. Do you have head coaching aspirations, Chins? Would you put your name in the hat for some of these jobs? How do you assess that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think like when you're young, Like, I thought I was going to be like the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, you know what I mean? Like, it was just going to happen. And it didn't. Nobody's called me yet. But, like, I got a great freaking job. Like, I want to be at Boise State. If there's an opportunity to be a head coach at some point in time, you'd have to take a look at it, certainly. And for me, it's not necessarily about just I want to be a head coach. It had to be the right fit, you know, just like Coach Danielson's the right fit for Boise State. So if that ever happened, have to take a look at it. But I don't worry about that one bit. I've been around a lot of guys that are worried about the next job. I love the job I have, and I want to do this one really good, and that's all I worry about.
Bowl, I think he played like 3 defensive snaps in that game, and he made one of the biggest plays of the game. Maybe the answer is the same as before, I don't know. But in terms of personnel and who got into what situation, but I don't know how cool is it that he came in and executed on that big sack in the fourth?
Well, it was really cool because just like you said, like Coach Frazier did a great job of getting those guys in the right position, I guess you'd say. And like a true passing down, Bull has shown like he's as good as anybody we have on the team. And he was running out, and I remember, like I saw it, and I remember somebody said, "Hey, you sure Bull's going in?" And he's like, "Yep, he's going to be good right here." Boom, sack. So kudos to Coach Frazier for that trust in him and the way he's coached him up, and awesome rep by Bo to go in there and just operate as a true freshman in a big time moment.
Spence about this too, but Bowen Phelps, like again, kind of late in the third quarter in that game, he got caught moving laterally while Bryson Barnes was moving vertically and took one, pretty good. And then 2 plays later, he comes back and makes a touchdown-saving tackle. And then 2 plays after that, he sets up that fourth and short. How big were those plays by Bowen?
Yeah, I mean, huge. Bowen took one on the chin. A lot of people have taken one on the chin from Bryson Barnes. But I think that's a great lesson for him that, when we target low and we tackle the way we're supposed to, now obviously that's hit or miss, but when we tackle the way we're supposed to, he goes down. We talked about targeting very low on him, and you saw the one, Bo grabbed the cleat and he went down, but I think that's what you have to do. Bryson Barnes is a tough kid that runs, leaned over the football, and he's not going to make you miss. He wants to run people over, so you got to go target low on that guy, and he learned his lesson real quick, and I'm glad he did because he made 2 big plays.
I think in the first half of the UNLV game last time, UNLV had like 4 or 5 false start penalties in the first half alone. As the defensive coordinator, what goes through your mind when something like that happens, and how much does that truly tip, maybe a drive or a series potentially in your favor?
Yeah, I mean, anytime, just like when we commit penalties, we've shown the willingness, I guess you'd say, to give up scores. When the offense commits penalties, it decreases their chance to score greatly, and it puts me in a favorable position to, like, you guys know football, like 1st and 10, like you're 50-50 down, right? You get them to 2nd and long, the math changes. You can go to 2nd and extra long, the math really changes, right? Or you can go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9, that math changes quick. So every time an offense gets a penalty, that very highly shifts the favor to the defensive side. Just like if we commit a penalty, that's like, like we committed 2 penalties on that drive, 30 yards. Like, if you told every offense in the country, you're getting the ball to 25, whoop, just kidding, you're getting it at the minus 45, everybody would be like, sign me up for that, right? So those penalty yards are huge on both sides of the football.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.